So today I'm going to be cleaning up the engine bay and pulling out stuff that is broke and doesn't need to be in here, and tidying things up to make it look a little nicer and cleaner in here. So I'm gonna set this camera down and you can watch the process as I start pulling all this junk out that doesn't need to be in here. Well, actually, never mind. You know what? The first thing I'm doing right now is taking some scissors and going around and taking out these zip ties that are on here and pull all the hoses so I know which one's which and what all these go to, so I can figure out how which ones are still good, which ones are bad, so I can buy more stuff for this whole thing. I'm not sure why, but this little mount right here had this little glass bottle in it. I think, I can't remember if, I don't know what that was for, if my uncle even ever used it when he gave me this car, but so I'm just kind of gonna work on that and just do it, and I'll just play a time lapse of me tidying up the inside of this vehicle. The front engine bay can wait. I was able to go to the store to get my jack stands, so what I'm gonna be doing is pulling the gas tank out of this thing. As you can see, the outside of it is all rusted out, which most likely means the inside is too. So I'm gonna stop recording here so I can get in here and pull that gas tank out, and then I'll pick up the recording once I get it out and show you guys everything else. And I'll probably show you guys if what to do about the hoses and stuff that might be still attached to the gas tank. So the last time we were working on the Buick, I was starting to pull the gas tank out, and so as you can see, there's these two little straps right here that were holding it up. Well, when they were bolted to the underside of the vehicle, like right up there, and somewhere, oh yeah, and right up there. Well, the bolts were stripped out, so I had to cut them off with a Sawzall, and so the front end of this is kind of tilted downwards. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to crawl under there, and I got this stuff for loosening up rusty bolts, and I'm gonna try to undo the bolts in the back of this thing, but it takes a while for that stuff to kind of really cure onto the rust and get it off. So while that's done, we'll go back to the front of the vehicle and start working on cleaning up the engine bay. And what's kind of neat about these old Buicks is that they have their gas, where you fill the gas tank up, is right on the back bumper. You just have this little latch, sort of, well, it's kind of like a little door that flips down from the bumper, and there's your gas, or you put your gas in, and right here is where your where it bolts up right here, so hold that in place. So I'm just gonna spray some stuff on those bolts in the back, and then I'll start up front. So I did say I was going to work on the engine bay, but after getting into it a little deeper, it turns out that all the wires are intertwined and stuff, and I'm gonna have to go find every individual wire, and I'm gonna have to move them around, and that's just gonna take forever. So instead, what I was doing is actually pulling the gas tank out. So basically what happened is the gas tank was stuck. Their little neck, which this piece right here was basically stuck in the bumper, and I couldn't get it out. So what we ended up doing is taking a saw, and we cut the gas tank right there. You can see that. And then pulled it out that way. But before we pulled it out, as you know, you probably shouldn't be cutting a gas tank when it has gas in it. So or you might want to start a bit of a fire. So what happened is we filled the gas tank full of water, and that will help keep the gas from exploding. So after we did that, after I cut that off, we pulled the gas tank out, as you saw, and then me and my neighbor did a bit of cleanup work, as you can see from these yellow bins. So after we pulled that out, we did a bit of cleanup work in the trunk. Yeah, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but there was boxes and all sorts of stuff in the liner from the vehicle in here, and all these parts. So what we did is we ended up throwing all that stuff away, and all the parts that I need still, or all the big stuff, I put back in here. All the small stuff I threw in these bins. I found some interesting stuff. And then we also set up this canopy because here in Missoula, Montana, it is very hot. And it's still hot out here. So what I'm gonna have to do, since I have that gas tank pulled out, I'm gonna have to go buy another one to use, because as you could tell, that looks terrible, and I'm not gonna bother with trying to clean that thing up. So, and what we might have to do is, because the gas tank was getting caught on the bumper right in between these two pieces, I'm probably gonna have to pull this back bumper off in order to get the new gas tank in there. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna work on getting that new gas tank, and during our next video I'll install the gas tank. And so I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like.